Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Tay the Nurse Bae. If it's your first time joining, welcome, and if it's not, welcome back. So as you can see, today we'll be talking about how things have changed in my program since COVID-19. So let's get into it. So as you guys know, level 3, I talked about last time that level 3 is one of the hardest semesters in nursing school. So of course, the pandemic would happen during my cohort's level 3 semester. Of course. But you know, it wasn't something we couldn't handle, so I thank God for that. But things changed so much. Like, things were so different. So let me tell you, the classes that we were taking was Adult Health 2, we were taking Pediatrics, we were taking Maternity, and we were also taking Trends in Healthcare. Now, classes were normally 2 days a week, and then we would have clinical the other 3 days of the week. It varied what specific days for each person. But lectures, usually each class was around 2 hours and 50 minutes or so, and then clinicals were 8 hours a day for the days that we were there. So imagine going from busy, in, barely home, studying, blah, blah, to being stuck in your house. Big difference. So we had spring break in March, and some of us never even returned because they sent an email saying we are changing everything and everything is going to be online. Now, I was just like, how am I gonna do this? I was so distraught. I was just like, I don't know how this is gonna work. I can't study at home. I can't do this, I can't do that. And I was like, stop. You don't have a choice. So we're gonna make this work. So if you're like me, I was just all in my head because I'm like, okay, I learn hands-on. Like, yes, I'll read. Yes, I'll, take notes and all that stuff. But the majority of my learning, I need to be hands-on. I need visuals. I need to interact. Like, that was the thing I was worried about. Now that COVID had happened and everything was online, lectures were the same time, but they were just online. They would have either a live class or they would pre-record it and then post it on our database. So that's how that happened. And then for clinicals, we did a lot of like virtual things like case studies and simulations, care plans, things like that. For me, studying at home was very challenging, to say the least. I have a 4-year-old brother, so it was tough for me because I stayed at school a lot for studying. I need silence when I study, so there's no silence here. So I had to adjust. Like, I just had to. I didn't have a choice, So I would put on my headphones. I would play music, like instrumentals. I would play that and do the best I can for exams. Now, if you're thinking, oh, at-home exams are great, you can cheat, blah, blah, blah. No, that was not the case. So, and why would you even cheat anyway? Because you're only hurting yourself, so I don't encourage that. But anyways, the exams were proctored. They were either live or they would record you during the exam. So before you take the exam, you have to show your whole room, the 4 walls in your room. You had to show your picture ID, things like that. And then during the exam, it just recorded you, or there was a proctor there. That was very awkward. I had to get used to that because I always felt like someone's watching me, and it's just, I don't know, it was weird. But we did it, and thank God I passed all of my exams this semester. I do feel like I could have did a little better, but I'm gonna take it and run with it because, I made it. How did I study? Now, I study so professors use PowerPoint, so I convert my PowerPoints into Word documents. So as the teacher is talking, I would be adding to my notes. And then I would make sure that after each lecture, I actually understood the concepts that they went over. If I did not, I would have to review it. So after the lectures, I wouldn't try to commit anything to memory at that time, but I would just make sure I understand the concepts. So about a week or two, not a week, maybe like 2 weeks or a week and a half before an exam, I would read that document about 2 or 3 times. I would do practice questions, and then I would meet with my group, and then we would go through the document together. And with the document, when we read it together, we would choose to read our weakest topic, and then that would help reinforce that information for us. And we would try to explain it more in depth than what's on the notes, so that it just helps that way. So that's what we did. And then we would do practice questions together. And I emphasize meeting with the group so much because you never understand everyone's perspective on things. So just because you're thinking of something one way, someone could be thinking of it another way. So you need to try to get all aspects of that concept. So that's why I emphasize group studying. So make sure you take that into consideration when you're studying. Grades. Now, for my school, under a 75 is failing. So you need a 75 or above to pass the class. And now I'm not talking about all the assignments we had to do and things like that. It's strictly test grades. So your test grade average must be a 75. So that was a little for us. Like, we just felt like during this pandemic, they should probably like include some of the other assignments we did to count towards our grade. Unfortunately, that did not fall through, but we did the best we can. So overall, pretty much a lot of things changed. We don't meet for clinical. I can say that since numbers with COVID has decreased, we are talking about going back to clinical, so that's exciting. But of course, we won't have in-class lectures, but going to clinical is enough for me, so I am very happy about that. But yeah, a lot has changed. I am adjusting. You have to, and I encourage you all to stay positive during this pandemic. We are going to make it through. God has a plan. So thank you guys for joining, and I hope all is well. Stay healthy. Bye.